Well, first off, I'd just like to thank the RMAC for putting on this event. I think it's really awesome for our players and our coaches to be able to come and talk about our program and talk about all the things that are happening at our institutions. Last night I was talking with some coaches, and I think that we found out there was 14 guys that are currently on an NFL team or in a CFL team in a camp. And I think that's just awesome. When you look at our conference, it shows how strong our conference is. It shows how strong each team is. And we're right now about in the middle of the teams that are talking, and each team before us has talked about how their team's going to be better. We also feel like our team's going to be better. And we are excited about getting our guys in here August 10th. Everybody talks about being excited about being up here. I think the real part of it is being excited to get our guys on our campus and build upon what we've done this spring, build upon what our guys have done this summer. And then when we report on that August 10th date, to continue to build each day to be the best football team we possibly can be.
Sorry, I forgot introductions. Head coach Jay Long, Cody Paul, and Collin Eisenman. Questions? Yep.
Our strength and conditioning coach, EJ Crease, stressed to us in the spring the importance of, how taking summer seriously is important. We work hard in the spring, and if you get lazy in the summer, you'll lose it. You have to work back up. And he stressed how important it was for us to have the mindset of season well before camp, not coming into camp, getting ready, but being ready for camp. And I think our team took that to heart, and we had a lot of players come back and start getting ready for the season.
Yeah, 5 and 6 is unacceptable for Chadron, and that's just the way it is. I think we got a lot of people pretty riled up, at least I know on the defense, and we're going to come out swinging next year.
Yeah, last year we had 8 redshirt freshmen and freshmen on the field at one time towards the end of the season, and during the fall, that you have some trying times where freshmen make mistakes. The good news is all those kids are returning, plus some kids are coming back from injuries from last year, and we are excited to get on the field and really just show what we're about and what our program is about. We have strong tradition, and I think Collin said it and Cody both said it. Our expectations are much higher than what we finished last year.
Any motivation for you guys?
I think every game is motivation. I mean, when we start off against Fort Lewis and they got things really heading the right direction, and we got to put all of our effort into taking on them. Then after them, we start our next game. Then our next game after that, and ultimately we aren't going to talk about last year after probably this day. After that, we start talking about what's moving forward and the guys we have buying into what our program's about, and continue to build upon our own mark, making our own mark within the conference.
Talk a little bit about the schedule this year.
With the schedule change with Western New Mexico dropping out, kind of made for unique scheduling for us. And this year we got 6 at home, and then we go to South Dakota School of Mines. So we have a very friendly schedule. And I think the biggest thing is that it's great for our home fans, our fans. We have a great atmosphere at Chadron State. It's not easy to drive to Chadron State, and I think that when schools come to our place, they're going to see a lot of rolling hills and a lot of grass, and so I think we need to use all those things to our advantage. I really think that's really just believing what our core beliefs are in our program, being physical, being tough. And, when you're talking to freshmen about that, sometimes they're just really, just happy to be in the right spot at the right time. And ultimately now with our leadership that we have, with the veterans that are returning, those younger kids getting those valuable reps, all those things are going to be, really beneficial when we get into game time. And it's already shown in spring. When spring practices start, our team had a different mindset and acted differently, and they act like they have that confidence of playing those game reps, and those are things we need to build upon, and really on that August 10th, it's just building upon what we did in the spring, and continue to make our new mark upon this season.
What kind of difference is that?
It's just unique. I don't really know if there's any. Coach and I were talking about it last night. Just not really much to say about it. Just the way we don't get to choose our own schedule. So that's just the way it happened. They had to travel to us both times. So that kind of makes it also unique. Really, it just comes down to focus on what we do and what we do well, and finding what we do well and continue to build upon that.
Regionals and that.
It really wasn't a choice of who we wanted. It was who was open. When your schedule falls at the end with that open date, you just start calling every conference, says who's open on those dates. And Humboldt was open, and we figured out a way that we can get home and home with them. And we're extremely excited about it. They're a terrific football team. I think that they've got 3 preseason All-American picks, and they got a lot of pro hopefuls on that squad. And our guys are just excited about the opportunity. We have some California kids on our roster, and they're excited about playing a California team and using that they weren't looked at by them, and that we end up this is their opportunity to go show those guys that we also play football in Nebraska also.
Well, me and Dylan have a real close relationship, and you keep it professional because he's your coach now, and there's definite boundaries to what we're doing. You got to change your relationship style, but really I think it's going to be great because we're comfortable with each other. We know we have a background with each other, and I think it's going to help me a lot.
You seem healthy.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of us came back earlier. I was one of the ones that came back sooner, didn't spend a lot of time back home in California. The injuries last year, they were setbacks, like you said, but this year, going into senior season, you leave it all on the line. You realize that this is your last year to play for Chadron State. You want to be the best you possibly can be, leave it all on the field. So taking summer seriously, doing workouts, being ready will definitely help me out.
Yeah, we are returning 4 out of our 5 offensive linemen, with the 5th one. It looks like we got a sophomore and a freshman fighting for that position. We have great competition. Coming out of spring, Travis Ramza came out as a starter on that right tackle, replaced Daniel. I think that when you look at some of our strengths of our team, it's got to be in our lines, with the offensive line and our defensive line. We're returning all of our defensive lines. So, those guys got to feed upon each other in fall camp, and continue to get each other as good as they possibly can be. And those 2 segments are 2 segments we're going to rely on as the season goes.
And a question for Collin, and then Coach, if you want to chime in. Last year, defensively, statistically, you guys 2nd in the RMAC in passing defense, 3rd most sacks, and 2nd fewest first downs allowed. How does the defense stack up this year in comparison?
Oh, we're going to be way better, I think. There was a lot of mistakes last year, a lot of corrections. I like what we're doing with the scheme. We made a few adjustments, and I think it's really just going to be for the best, and we're really going to excel. I mean, you want to be the first in everything, and we will be.
Coach, you want to add on?
Yeah, I think that defensively it's going to be an exciting year. We return all our defensive line. We're returning a big chunk of our secondary. Our linebacking core, we're bringing back a kid that coming off of an injury from last year's spring, wasn't able to play this last fall. And then I think we got some exciting freshmen that are going to be able to make a difference, make an impact on our defense, and build upon those things.
Awesome. Thank you.